Dak Prescott contract extension talks. So he's currently under contract until the end of 2024. 25 and 26 are void years. So currently he's making $40 million average a year, and he's tied for the 9th highest paid. I mean, when you extend him, like how much does he want and how much does he take? Kind of looking at these other quarterbacks here, I don't really see how you can pay him more than 45 a year. Like, especially if they don't make like a deep, like if they don't go to the NFC Championship this year, I don't see how you can. How do you extend him?
Bro, this is how you know I'm ready to rant about this.
Yeah.
Because again, let me be clear. A lot of this disdain, in my opinion, comes from how bad he sold me in fantasy last year. Oh, especially in the championship game. There's so many things I could get started with, bro. So many things. But it's like, it's not just that. It's the reality. I'm a realistic person. I'm a realist. The realistic situation, like you're saying, is, look, dude, he is not producing enough to be the starting Cowboys quarterback with how talented this roster is. How gosh darn talented the Dallas Cowboys are. They have way too much talent on the roster to not have made a conference appearance yet. They've had a great roster every year he's been there. The receiving core is just like, you give any Hall of Fame quarterback this receiving core, they're throwing for 5,000. And this is where I'm starting to get really frustrated. Because I don't know, like, just there's not enough pressure, in my opinion, on the Cowboys and Dak, because it's like y'all literally have the best situation around you every year, and they haven't done anything with it. I'm getting frustrated from my point of view over here as a Saints fan. It's like, how is that even possible? That's how much y'all are squandering this. Dak has been squandering this. It's like, you know?
Yeah, it's tough. Because it's like that team is like ready to win now. Like it is ready to win now. And they have a window. Like I don't think the window is like closed at all. I mean, obviously they're building their team around a $40 million contract, like a year contract with the quarterback. So I guess my thing is like, Dak is definitely within the top 15 of quarterbacks in the NFL. Where do you go from there? Like what do you do? Like everyone above there, I don't see their team like giving up their quarterback. So like, do you have to try to get draft picks? Like what does Dallas do realistically?
That's what makes the situation so tough. Now that we think about it, is it's like, you know, with Dak, it's like I was saying before we started the show. It's like, oh, you could go the really, you know, the rookie quarterback route. There'd be trading up for it, or trading up in this, you know, or in the second round, early third round. You really like a guy that you think's gonna sit for a little bit. You know, you get better value per se. All right. But all that, even if all that checks the boxes and that happens, let's be serious. Everyone on this team that's already getting older, already is in their prime, that's helping this roster be the best it is, they're not going to be able to necessarily be at their peak for a rookie QB to get into the development to where he can lead them to the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. That's going to take a few years. So it's like, that's what makes the situation so tough, is no matter how you slice it, basically the reality situation is Dak has got to just step up.
Yeah.
Because if he doesn't, the Cowboys as a whole, this whole window kind of shuts.
But see, like, I guess my thing is like,
because
it's kind of like the Vikings situation. Like, you're not bad enough to draft high enough. And, you know, realistically, the only quarterback, like franchise quarterback that would be on the move would probably be like Kyler after this year. But Kyler doesn't strike me as like a Dallas guy. Like, I would never see like Jerry trading for him.
I'll say though, honestly, if you did put Kyler there, this is so random and interesting, but now that you're saying it, I mean, you can't tell me you would not be saying that they're 100% the favorite to go win the NFC. I mean, like that, I think it's a significant upgrade.
Do you think he'd work though? I guess my thing is like, do you think he would work in the like Mike McCarthy offense?
I feel like they could, you know, I think it's kind of like, you know, you move some things around, like, you know, switch a few things up. Whereas you could build it around his skill set where, you know what I mean? I think they would make it work for him. I agree. As of right now, I don't really see, but that's the thing is, I think they would tune some things, you know, hey, that old line.
Yeah.
Surely he's going to protect well for him. I know they'd get downhill for him. So potentially, very, 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 very potentially, but it's very interesting you said that, bro, because if that ends up happening, I mean, kind of scary situation over there in the NFC East.
Yeah, that would be crazy. If Kyler went to the Cowboys, I mean, that would just be so crazy. I just, like I said, they're stuck in kind of like, you know what we need to start calling these teams that, it's not quarterback purgatory, but it's like, what we got to think of like a term for this because there's so many teams stuck in this little area. Because like
You're right.
the quarterback purgatory are for teams that like just can't get the quarterback right and are stuck with no quarterback.
Before Justin, that was like 1,000%.
Oh, the Bears and the Jets.
Yeah, I was gonna say like
Literally
that. So
in the same
we
spot.
know that it exists.
So I'm thinking, what is it? What?
I'm literally I'm doing like a dictionary swipe in my head right now. I'm like flipping the pages. I'm trying to think of something that sounds good at the same time.
Quarterback. I don't know. I guess it's like comparing it. It's like you're in the upper middle class.
Honestly,
like they're in the upper middle class of quarterbacks.
They are.
You know what? Great. Got a great house. Good family. They can take their families on vacation, multiple vacations. They probably got 2-3 cars, but they're still going to have to show up to their 9 to 5 almost every day. That's the reality for like Dak Prescott. That's the reality for like a Daniel Jones, a Derek Carr, Kirk Cousins,
we can do so many.
Jared Goff. Like, you're all there, but you can't just leave your job like and be financially secure. Like, and we're not talking obviously money, but we're talking about in terms of like success for like Super Bowls and like playoff success and everything like that. So that is like where you're at with Dak Prescott. Like he'll get you to the playoffs, but like it's kind of funny when they call Dak Prescott like the Black Kirk Cousins. Like they seem very similar when they play the game.
Well, I was gonna say, and the thing that kills you with Dak, and I've said this multiple times. A lot of people say this multiple times, but it's true. The type of interceptions that he's throwing, right?
Oh, last year was really bad.
That's what there are types of interceptions. There really are. And, everybody who really watches football knows. Like, yeah, there are certain picks where it's like, oh, okay. And if you're just watching the box score, you're never gonna realize. But it's like the reality situation is when you're throwing a comeback route 3 seconds late, that's rookie shit. Right, that's or 2 seconds late, or curl routes 1 second, 2 seconds late. It just absolutely cannot happen, right? I mean, it's just simple. That's like stuff that we're learning day one of college camp. He knows this. Dak Prescott knows that. That's what makes it so frustrating. Where you're like, what's going on? That's why I get so frustrated. We know he has the talent. Let me be clear. This actually comes from a place of encouragement because I know Dak has it. We know Dak has it. Dak's performed very well before. So it's like, where does this like these high school level mistakes come from? It's like, it's a mystery. And I'm not fucking Scooby-Doo. I don't have the answers, unfortunately, bro. I wish my fantasy team had the answers.
Yeah. I don't know where the Cowboys go from here. Like, I hate to say it, but like their window isn't closed, but like realistically, if they don't win it this year or next year, like where do they go as a team? Like, I don't understand. Like they'll be good, but they'll be like the same old Cowboys. Like will this feel like the Tony Romo era where it's like they just couldn't do it? Like, I don't get it. Is the Dak Prescott era the same as the Tony Romo era? Is it?
See, I feel like, are we the first people to come to this potential conclusion? Because it's like it's been sitting right in front of us the whole time. Let me be clear. For my fantasy team's sake, I don't want that to happen. I don't. I would love Dak to go out there and absolutely shell defenses this year. I would be cheesing. Am I confident in it happening as of right now, though? Are you? I think that's kind of where we stand. No. That's the issue. Where it's like, that's like I'm saying, we know Dak has talent. The whole situation doesn't really make any sense. The Cowboys as a whole are kind of just like a confusing little thing down there in Dallas. Yeah. Because the performance should be there more than ever now. When you look back and you're like, wait, what was there then? And now the roster's never been better. And you guys are struggling with the most simple stuff. What's going on?
So I'm looking at Dak Prescott and Tony Romo's stats. Dak was 13-3, 9-7, 10-6, 8-8. Okay, for his first 4 seasons. Romo was 6-4, 13-3, 8-5, 11-5. And then they both missed that. Dak went 2-3 from an injury. Romo went 1-5. They went 8-8. Then Dak went 11-5. I'm all over the place. But basically, I'm saying like the records look very similar. And Romo was 78-49. Dak is 61-36. So like similar ass fucking records, and I don't know. It's just like it really feels like they're just never gonna get out of this like upper class quarterback situation.
It's interesting, and I can't wait to see the comments for these ones because
Bro,
Cowboys
the
fans
Cowboys
gonna be
fans
sick,
will hate
but
this. Yeah,
y'all know deep down it's true, man.
yeah. It's sad, but let's move on. You know, we've given the Cowboys too much time.
Bro, it's America's team. What do you mean, body?
Yeah, they're literally. Man, listen, I'm a Bears fan, and I'll say this just before we end. I know we haven't won a Super Bowl since we're 85, since 1985, but at the end of the day, like, I think like deep down Bears fans, like they're homers, but they know it's not their year. Like with 49ers fans and Cowboys fans, sometimes it truly feels like all their fans think every single year is their year, and it just makes zero sense because you guys are not making, like, 49ers may at least making deep playoff runs and have like a Super Bowl appearance. Cowboys aren't, like, when's the last time you won a conference championship? Like, come on.
That the Romo era.
The
Romo era, this era.
Man.
I'm not saying, let me be clear, I'm not saying this last time we won a conference championship. I'm saying that there's a period after your sentence.
Yeah.
Mine is starting a new one. Is there a connection? I don't know. There might be.